ultimate food guides to Chinatown Complex Food Centre. Welcome to another food adventure with Getting Lost. We are back, and this time we are doing part 2 of this ultimate food guide at the largest food centre in Singapore, Chinatown Complex Food Centre. We only introduced a few food stalls in the first episode, and in this episode we're going to explore more food, more delicious street food, hawker food that you can only find at Singapore, in Singapore's food culture. So join me after the intro as I will do just that. Welcome back, and where are we today? We are actually, obviously, at Chinatown Complex Food Centre, one of the largest food centre in Singapore. And what we are doing here is we are doing part 2, yes you heard me, part 2 of our ultimate hawker food guide to this food centre. So if you're interested in delicious hawker food at this food centre, the largest food centre in Singapore with more than 250 stalls, well, let's go to the second floor here and let's look at all the delicious good food, hawker food, street food, delicious foods all around at this food centre. So come join me and we'll eat. So as you're walking around, you see lots of different stalls. One stall you should take note of is this stall here called Jia Ji Mei Shi, and this stall sells very traditional snack items, even porridge, economic noodles, cheong, glutinous rice dumplings, yam cakes. So this place here sells items that people in the past used to eat it quite often for breakfast or a snack. Nowadays, it gets harder and harder to find people that are actually selling these items. But you have one store here at this food centre that does that. So it gives you a very reminiscent feel to come here to try the food here. It's not the best item you can get of the particular version, but it's still good. So what I ordered from here is just a very basic item, which is cheong together with yam cake. This combination cost me $2. So what you have first of all is, on top here, you have the cheong, which is actually like rice rolls, and then they cut it up. They pour some soya sauce, maybe a bit of sesame oil on it, some sesame seeds, and then they eat it together with either a sweet sauce or a chili sauce. The sweet sauce is made of a preserved bean paste, and it's quite nice. I would prefer the cheong to be a bit thinner, but here they still do it quite nicely. And then also you eat it together with yam cake, which you can also see here, which I came another time, much earlier time. And the yam cake here is quite smooth. You don't get much of the yam pieces inside there, but still a very good breakfast item, snack item, cheap, easy, come down, eat, leave fast, convenient, and a good place to come to reminisce about old traditional food items. And as you are walking around this food centre, you need to know there's actually 2 very famous Claypot rice stalls. This is the second one, called Lian Claypot, and this place here is another place which, if you come during dinner time, there's a long queue and there's a long wait for their Claypot rice. And here you can see so many Claypot rice being cooked, and here are the prices. You can see on top there the prices for the Claypot, and then you also can order soup to drink while you're waiting to have your Claypot rice to be cooked. And like the other place here, it takes around 20 to 30 minutes to cook the Claypot. So if you do come here, you will have to wait, especially if there's a long queue, and a lot of times people actually order ahead to actually make a reservation or do takeout orders. So this place here a very popular place for that. If you come here during dinner time, you can see all the tables all around it, all full of people just waiting for their claypot rice. And here is the claypot. Visually, the first thing you notice is that they don't scrimp on the ingredients. First of all, the top part here is filled full with ingredients. And then I also ordered some side dishes like, well, these vegetables here and also a soup. But let's get back to the claypot. If you look at the pot here, you'll notice that they don't scrimp on the ingredients. There's lots and lots of different ingredients here. Like, of course, you've got the chicken, nice chunks of chicken. Then you have the duck liver sausage. You have the cheong, which is the Chinese sausage. Then you also have slivers of salted fish, waxed meat, or maybe even some other items here, some vegetables here. And here, like I said, very good. The items, the ingredients here, very generous. And then you just saw me pour in some oil and some dark soy sauce, and now we're going to mix it all up. So as per usual, the previous time, what we did was we let the clay pot actually wait for a while so that the rice at the bottom of the clay pot can actually get a nice crisp to it, so that when we actually dig up the rice now, you will have a different textures of rice. You have nice fluffy rice, and also from the side there, a more burnt, more crispy, harder texture rice that goes very well with the clay pot. Doesn't it look good? Look at that, all the different items there, and mix it all up together with the dark soy sauce and oil, and it's going to be really good. Look at it. Woo. And it's hot because this dish came directly from the kitchen. So how they normally do this is, at this store, what they do is they first of all start the cooking process by putting rice into this bowl with water and cook it around maybe 5 minutes on a burner stove. And after 5 minutes, okay, they will start to put in all the other ingredients on top, and then transfer this pot onto a charcoal burner. And so the charcoal burner will impart into the food here some smokiness, which will make this dish good and delicious. And so after that, when in the process of cooking, all the juices from the chicken, from the sausage, the Chinese sausage, the duck liver, the salted fish, the waxed meat, all the juices will start to drip down into the rice, and that gives this rice here lots of flavor, delicious, nice flavor. But this store here, because I must say, this store here is actually more popular than the first store I featured. And this store is also known as Three Sisters Claypot Rice, because the owner here runs this business together with her sisters. So that's how they got the name Three Sisters Claypot Rice. And also, this store actually cooks their claypot rice in a traditional clay pot. What you see underneath here is actually an actual pot made of clay. This claypot rice done very well, perfect with a lot of ingredients in this, and the ingredients does impart superior and delicious flavors into the rice. The only issue I have with this is sometimes the rice here is not as fluffy or as delicious bite texture as I would prefer it to be, and that's why I normally prefer to go to the first store instead of this store. But there's nothing wrong with this claypot rice. This claypot rice is superb, and if you like claypot rice, you should come here and give it many tries. And if you keep walking around, you'll notice there's another stall that always has a long queue for their food, and this stall is called CMY Ikan Bilis Yong Tofu. Here they sell Yong Tofu with noodles, but the queue here always, people will queue up to eat their Yong Tofu. And because first of all, it's a reasonable price, which they only cost you $3. So you either have 4 pieces of Yong Tofu with noodles for $3 or just 6 pieces of Yong Tau Foo for $3. And I decided to go with the 4 pieces of Yong Tau Foo for $3 with the noodles. The noodles I chose was actually bee hoon, which is tin rice noodles. So what interesting thing about this, first of all, is the Yong Tau Foo pieces are all handmade in the store, and then they serve it in a very nice delicious broth or soup that is cooked using the Ikan Bilis, or these anchovies, deep anchovies, small anchovies. And they also deep fry the anchovies, and they also put it into your noodles. So you have, first of all, noodles with anchovies, so when you eat it together, you have the nice noodle texture together with a crunchy Ikan Bilis texture. And then to make this even better, you put the chili sauce into your noodles and eat it together. The chili sauce is a very spicy, garlicky chili sauce, and you can use that to actually dip your Yong Tau Foo pieces into the chili sauce and eat it, or like what I like to do, I dump it all into the noodles and eat it together. First of all, you get a nice spicy kick, and then you have the noodles. And then when you're eating the noodles, you also have the nice crunchiness of the Ikan Bilis. And then you also have all the nicely fresh made Yong Tau Foo pieces, all totally delicious, all well made, all delicious. And if you like a simple, healthy, delicious meal and cheap, you should come here and it will tick all your boxes. And if you just keep walking around, you'll find lots of interesting food. But one of the more interesting food here is at this store here called 168 CMY Satay. This store is actually split into two. One side sells satay, another side actually sells satay bee hoon and like cuttlefish. I decided to try the satay bee hoon. The satay bee hoon is a dish, I think, that you can only get in Singapore. I haven't really seen it in other places, maybe Johor or nearby to Singapore, but mainly in Singapore you can find this dish. And what they do is they take noodles with your favorite satay sauce, add with some cuttlefish, some cockles, and you come up with this dish here. It's a very interesting concoction of different ingredients that normally no sane person would actually mix it up together to come up with this dish, but in Singapore we did. So this is the satay bee hoon. It cost me $4. First of all, unlike other places, the sauce here, the satay sauce, is really nice, really good. It's so good that you can actually dip a satay stick in here and eat it with a satay. The satay here, sauce here is sweet, it's savory, it has a very nice peanutty flavor, it's thick, and it coats everything in the dish with this delicious peanut sauce. The bee hoon, they coat it quite well. Kangkong also cooked quite nicely. The squid here, slightly overcooked, but still very delicious. Cockles, overcooked, but somehow that doesn't matter because of this very delicious, very thick very thick satay sauce that covers everything, that gives amazing flavor to the bee hoon. And if you come to this food center, you want to try something different, something that you have not tried before, you want to confuse your taste buds by eating lots of satay sauce together with noodles, then I have found the store for you, and you have to come down here and try it. And so this ends part 2 of our adventure here at Chinatown Complex Food Centre, our ultimate food guide to this place. We've explored lots of good food here, and I know I'm making you hungry. So please do come down here and try the delicious good food, this street food, this hawker food at this food centre. Unfortunately, this brings us to the end of our food guide, our food adventure, the ultimate food guide here at this food centre. I hope you enjoyed what you see so far. But before you go, please do me a favor. Please help me by liking my video by clicking the thumbs up button, sharing my video, and also subscribing to my channel. And after you subscribe, don't forget to click on the bell icon, because I heard that if you click on the bell icon, you'll get the latest notification about any videos that I post. Well, if you like food, you like visiting places in Singapore, that may be something that you'll be interested in. And lastly, but the most important thing, the thing that you have to do is to join me for my next adventure. I will see you there. Bye bye.